The Silent Abundance Law. Unlocking Prosperity Through Stillness, Belief and Inner Alignment, Introduction. The Sound of Silence, What If? Everything you've been taught about success is only half the truth. In a world that glorifies noise-endless hustle, relentless talking, constant comparison, there exists a quiet power overlooked by most. It doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, it doesn't seek approval, yet it holds the key to everything you desire: wealth, purpose, peace, and freedom. That power is silence. This audiobook is not about working harder. It's not about forcing results or endlessly grinding. It's about unlocking the silent abundance, law, subtle, yet profoundly effective universal principle that governs how true prosperity flows into our lives. It is the law of alignment over effort, of stillness over chaos, and of receiving over chasing. You see, abundance isn't earned in the loudest rooms. It's invited in the stillest spaces within. It begins when you learn to tune out the external world and tune into your inner frequency. When your thoughts, intentions, and emotions vibrate in harmony, the world has no choice but to reflect that vibration back to you in the form of opportunity, wealth, love, and fulfillment. This audiobook will guide you on a journey through this hidden law that whispers instead of roars, yet delivers more than any loud declaration ever could. You'll learn how to activate it through 3 sacred elements: presence, intention, and trust. You'll discover that success isn't something you chase, something you attract by, becoming aligned with the energy of abundance itself. You don't need to shout to be heard by the universe. You don't need to run to keep up with life. You don't need to be anyone else to be worthy of receiving more. You simply need to be still, enough to hear the truth. Abundance is already yours. Welcome to the Silent Abundance Law. Welcome to your turning point. Chapter 1. The noise that blocks prosperity. We've been taught to equate success with noise. The louder your life, the more successful you must be. Right? Hustle harder, speak louder, be seen, be everywhere. Post more, do more, talk more. But let's be honest, has this ever really brought you peace? Or has it left you feeling burned out, disconnected, and chasing something that never quite arrives? The truth is, most people are so busy making noise, they can't hear their own soul whispering the answers. They're so focused on being loud that they've drowned out the very signal that could guide them toward real, lasting abundance. And this is where our journey begins. The myth of loud success. We live in a culture obsessed with visibility. Social media teaches us that if we're not constantly promoting ourselves, we're irrelevant. Business culture tells us that if we're not grinding 16 hours a day, we don't want it badly enough. Even in spirituality, people loudly declare their manifesting powers, as if screaming louder will make the universe listen faster. But abundance isn't loud. It doesn't chase. It doesn't beg to be noticed. Its abundance flows silently, like water, steady, consistent, and always downhill to the place of least resistance. The truth is, the loud life is often a compensation for an unquiet mind. We speak to cover up fear. We move fast to avoid stillness. We distract to escape what's buried deep within us. But prosperity, the kind that lasts, the kind that nourishes the soul, requires a different approach. It requires silence. The true cost of noise isn't just external, it's also internal. Every negative thought is noise. Every fear of not being enough is noise. Every what if, every comparison, every guilt-ridden memory is noise. And what does noise do? It distorts the signal. It blocks the flow. It makes it impossible to hear your inner wisdom, the part of you that already knows how to attract abundance with ease. The problem isn't that the universe isn't speaking. The problem is that you're too distracted to listen. When your mind is racing, when you're consumed by scarcity, fear, or self-doubt. You're operating on a low vibrational frequency. That's the opposite of abundance. You're unknowingly repelling the very success you're striving so hard to attract. Silence, on the other hand, is a high-frequency state. It creates space. And space is where miracles happen. The abundance you can't hear. Think of abundance like a radio station. It's broadcasting constantly. The messages are there. Opportunities, ideas, connections, insights. But if you're internal, the world is filled with static self-doubt, fear, shame. You're out of tune. You miss the transmission. You miss the magic. But when you silence the mental noise, something amazing happens. You begin to hear again. You hear your intuition. You hear divine nudges. You hear ideas that feel like downloads from a higher source. And those ideas, they lead to aligned action. They open doors. They invite the right people, the right timing, the right opportunities, not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped forcing anything at all. The shift from force to flow, there is a massive difference between effort and alignment. Effort says, I must control this. Alignment says, I trust the flow. Effort says, I need to make it happen now. Alignment says, I know it's already on its way. Effort is noisy. Alignment is silent. When you're constantly pushing, controlling, and grasping, you are out of sync with the energy of abundance. You are trying to manipulate outcomes rather than allowing the universe to collaborate with you. The silent abundance law teaches us that when we align our energy, the outer world responds effortlessly. We become magnets, not machines. Quiet success stories look around at those who radiate true abundance, not just money, but peace, freedom, and joy. They're rarely the loudest in the room. They're not posting every win. They're not desperate to convince you they're successful. Why? Because they've tapped into something deeper. They've realized that silence is not the absence of action. It's the presence of alignment. They've learned how to calm their minds, listen to their intuition, and move with grace. And because of that, their lives unfold like poetry. Chaos. And you can live this way too. Your invitation this chapter is an invitation to step back from the noise, to unplug from the world's expectations, to tune into something quieter but infinitely more powerful. The path to wealth, success, love, and purpose is not paved by volume or velocity. It is paved by vibration. It begins when you choose to get still, to listen, to align, and when you do, you'll discover that abundance has been waiting for you in the silence all along. Reflect and realign. Realign. Try this now. Sit in silence for 3 minutes. Focus only on your breath. Let each exhale release a layer of mental noise. Ask, what is trying to reach me through this silence? Listen, don't force. Just receive. This is the beginning. This is the silent abundance law at work. And the deeper we go, the more magnetic you become. Chapter 2. What is the silent abundance law? There is a land invisible but powerful force that governs the way abundance flows into your life. It is not loud, it is not forceful. It does not announce itself with grand gestures. It whispers. It moves quietly like the rhythm of nature, the pull of the tide, the unfolding of dawn. This is the silent abundance law divine, energetic principle that allows prosperity to come through you, not to you. The core definition, the silent abundance law, is the understanding that true abundance is attracted, not chased, and it responds not to effort, but to energetic alignment. It is built on 3 foundational truths: presence, the ability to be fully in the now; intention, the clarity of what you truly desire, not what your ego wants; trust, the deep, unshakable belief that everything is unfolding in your favor. When these 3 forces are active within you, You are in alignment with the frequency of abundance. That alignment speaks louder than any action, calls in people, ideas, resources, and opportunities, not by striving, but by becoming magnetic. The silent abundance law teaches that the universe isn't withholding anything from you. You're simply learning how to receive what has always been available. Ancient roots of silent power, this law is not new. It is ancient, mystics, sages, and spiritual teachers across history have echoed this truth in different forms. Lao Tzu said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." The Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." Buddhism teaches that liberation arises from silence and stillness. In Vedanta, silence is the language of the divine. All point toward the same insight. Silence is not emptiness, it is power. The most powerful energies in the universe are invisible. Gravity, magnetism, intuition, breath. Abundance is no different. It moves quietly, but with certainty. When you are internally aligned, abundance is an inside job. Most people think abundance is something external: a bigger bank account, better job, a new home, a higher social status. And yes, those things can be expressions of abundance, but they are not the source. True abundance begins inside. It begins with the way you speak to yourself, the way you trust the timing of your life, the way you hold gratitude even when things aren't perfect, the way you wake up and choose peace over panic when your inner world becomes rich. Your outer world reflects it. That's the silent abundance law. You don't manifest wealth by yelling affirmations. You manifest it by becoming the version of yourself who quietly knows it's already done. The three silent forces of abundance. Let's go deeper into the three core elements of this law: presence, intention, and trust. 1. Presence you cannot receive. What's meant for you if your mind is stuck in the past or worried about the future? Presence is the anchor. It grounds you in now, and now is where all abundance lives. When you are present, you make space. And in that space, intuition speaks. Ideas come, serendipities align. But it only happens when you are truly here. Presence whispers, you are already enough. Right now, in this breath. 2. Intention. Intention is not a wish. It's not hoping. Intention is clarity plus energy. It is the quiet decision that what you desire is already on its way. You are willing to become the person who receives it. When your intentions are pure, clear, and emotionally charged, you don't need to chase outcomes. You attract them. Why? Because intention aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions toward a single direction, and the universe responds to clarity like a mirror. Intention whispers, I am aligned with what I desire. 3. Trust. Trust is the most underrated abundance tool there is. It's not passive, it's powerful. Trust means you believe without needing proof. You act not out of fear, but out of knowing. When you trust the universe, yourself, and divine timing, you don't stress the how or when. You simply become a receiver rather than a chaser. Trust whispers, it's already happening, even if I can't see it yet. Together, these three forces form the energetic blueprint for abundance, and they are always cultivated in silence. Silence is the gateway. Stillness is not laziness. Silence is not doing nothing. Silence is the most productive space you can enter because it reconnects you to your truest self. And your truest self is already abundant, already whole, already powerful, already in alignment with everything you seek. In silence, you return to the frequency of your soul. In silence, your manifestations gain power. In silence, you stop chasing and start receiving. Because the truth is, when you're truly in tune with the silent abundance law, you no longer want abundance, you simply are abundance. Chapter 3. Abundance is a frequency. We live in a vibrational universe. Everything you see, touch, feel of your thoughts and emotions carry a frequency. And just like a radio, you can only receive what you're tuned into. You cannot receive the jazz station if you're set to rock. You cannot attract peace if your thoughts are chaotic. And you cannot receive abundance if your mind is fixated on lack. This chapter unveils a life-changing truth. Abundance is not a destination. It's not a goal. Abundance is a frequency. And the moment you align your energy with that frequency, abundance begins to seek you. The invisible broadcast: imagine your life like a radio tower. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every belief you carry sends out a signal. That signal broadcasts to the universe and says, "This is who I am. Send me more of this." If your signal is made of fear, you get more fear-based situations. If your signal is gratitude, you attract more things to be grateful for. If your signal is abundance, you guessed it, to magnetize prosperity into your reality. This is not magic. This is alignment. The law is simple. You don't get what you want. You get what you are a vibrational match for. Thoughts have power, but emotions supercharge them. You've probably heard, your thoughts create your reality. That's partly true, but incomplete. Your thoughts are like the blueprint. Your emotions are the electricity that powers the house. You can think, "I am wealthy," all day long. But if underneath that thought you feel anxious, doubtful, or unworthy, you're not tuned to the frequency of wealth. You're just repeating words. True frequency alignment happens when your thoughts, feelings, and energy all say the same thing. That's when the universe listens. That's when abundance flows. Frequency versus force. Here's the subtle, silent secret that most people miss. You don't need to force anything when you're in the right frequency. Force is what people use when they're disconnected from flow. They grind, they chase, they push. And even if they get results, those results often feel exhausting or temporary. But when you're in frequency, you're in flow. Opportunities come to you. People are drawn to your energy. Solutions show up right when you need them, and all of it happens without struggle because you're not chasing anymore. You're attracting. How to identify your current frequency. You want to know your current frequency. Don't look at your desires. Look at your patterns, your mood, your self-talk, your environment. Are you surrounded by chaos? It reflects a chaotic internal frequency. Are you always broke? That reflects a frequency of scarcity. Are you calm, clear, and creatively inspired? You're likely vibrating abundance. Frequency doesn't lie. It always tells you where your internal compass is pointing to good news. You can change your frequency at any time. Right now, this second. Tools to tune your frequency to abundance. Let's break down simple, silent tools you can use to start aligning your vibration with abundance immediately. 1. Silent gratitude. Gratitude is the most direct path to abundance. When you silently appreciate what you have, even the smallest things, you send a signal that says, "I am already abundant. I trust that more is on its way." Do this every morning before checking your phone. Mentally list 3 things you're deeply thankful for. Feel the emotion of gratitude, not just the thought. Let it warm your body. That's the frequency rising. 2. Breath awareness. Your breath is your frequency anchor. 1. You slow your breath, you slow your mind. When you breathe consciously, you shift into presence. Your presence and presence is pure abundance. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat. 4. 3 minutes in silence, you'll feel the static dissolve. That's your signal clearing. 3. Visualization with emotion. Just see the life you want. Feel it. Feel the version of you who already has it. How do they walk? How do they speak? What do they know that you've forgotten? Live in that feeling. your frequency will rise to meet it. Magnetism is quiet confidence. People who truly understand abundance don't scream about it. They don't beg, they don't compete. They know. There's a quiet confidence in those who've mastered their frequency. They trust that everything meant for them is finding its way. They take action, but never from desperation, only from alignment. And because they are tuned into the abundance channel, they receive ideas, inspiration, support, and success with an effortless grace that others mistake for luck. But it's not luck, it's resonance. Affirmation, activation. Lock in this chapter with a silent affirmation. I am already aligned with the frequency of abundance. I release noise, I radiate gratitude. I receive effortlessly. Repeat this internally every time you feel scarcity creeping in. Watch how quickly your energy shifts. In closing, you are not separate from abundance. You are not missing anything. You are not behind. You are simply learning to tune your inner signal land the moment you do. Your outer world will follow. You don't need more hustle. You need more harmony. You don't need louder goals. You need clearer energy. Abundance is a frequency. And now you're learning to live on that wavelength. Chapter 4. Silence as the superpower of creation. There is a sacred space that lies beyond noise, beyond distraction, beyond mental clutter. It is not a place you can see, it's a place you enter. This space is called silence, and it is the womb of all creation. In this chapter, we unlock one of the greatest, most underestimated truths of manifestation. Silence is not the absence of sound. Silence is the presence of power. When you embrace silence, not as emptiness, but as creative force, you step into your full potential as a co-creator with the universe, the birthplace of all things. Everything you've ever seen, touched, or experienced began in the invisible. Before the words were spoken, there was a thought. Before the thought, there was awareness. And that awareness arises in silence. The greatest inventions, the most inspired music, the most divine revelations, none of them came from noise. They emerged from deep stillness. Why? Because silence is where you access your highest self. It's in silence that new ideas form, truths become clear, direction reveals itself, energy reignites. If you want to create an abundant life, you don't need more stimulation. You need more stillness. The inner portal silence is not something you wait for, it's something you enter. This is not about sitting in a quiet room. It's about quieting the room inside your mind. When you become still on the inside, the external world becomes your mirror. Peace arises. Flow begins. Intuition turns up the volume. You begin to hear the soft but powerful voice of your soul whispering, "Go here, speak now, wait." It's already yours. That voice never yells, it never panics, only speaks in silence. And when you learn to listen, your life transforms. The noise that blocks abundance. Why do so many people feel stuck, confused, or burned out? Because their lives are filled with noise. Noise from social media, noise from the opinions of others, noise from constant mental chatter, noise from fear-based thoughts, noise from doing, chasing. Forcing this noise drowns out your natural state of abundance. It disconnects you from your creative power. The silent abundance law invites you to step away from the outer storm and return to the quiet inner sanctuary where true wealth begins. Silence is action in disguise. Stillness is not the opposite of action, it's the source of aligned action. In the silence, you don't react, you respond. You don't guess, you know. You don't force, you flow. When you move from silence, every decision feels guided. Every step feels intentional. You don't waste energy, you direct it. This is how you begin to manifest with precision, because you're acting from clarity, not confusion. How to practice creative silence? Make this practical. Here are powerful ways to access. and use silence as a creative tool. 1. The morning stillness window. The first 20 minutes after waking are your most energetically receptive. Don't touch your phone. Don't rush into tasks. Sit in silence. Listen to your breath. Ask, what is seeking to emerge through me today? Let the answer come from stillness. The to-do list. 2. Silent walking. Take a 10-minute walk, no phone. No talking, no distractions. Feel your feet connect with the earth. Notice your surroundings. Let your thoughts pass without grabbing them. This simple practice retunes your nervous system and resets your frequency to receive. 3. The void visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine a dark, infinite space, vast, empty, peaceful. This is the void, the place where all creation begins. In this mental space, visualize your desires taking form, like stars being born in a silent galaxy. Feel the still power of creation, happening without noise or effort. Silence as self-trust wane. You become comfortable in silence. You become confident in yourself. You no longer need external noise to validate your worth. You no longer chase opinions or approval. You begin to move with a quiet certainty, because in silence you reconnect with your inner knowing. And that knowing becomes your compass. People will feel this shift. They'll notice you speak less, but with more impact. You act slower, but with more precision. You carry a magnetic calmness that draws opportunities toward you. This is the power of inner silence. A secret of the wealthy and wise. Here's a truth the world's most successful, enlightened, and fulfilled people know. Silence is the space where everything begins, and abundance is simply what enters when you make room. This is why many high performers meditate daily. Why spiritual teachers retreat into silence. Why creators seek solitude before brilliance strikes. They are not escaping the world. They are tuning in to its deepest frequency. And in that frequency, ideas arrive, strategies form, miracles land. The ripple effect: when you begin living from silence, you make better decisions. You attract cleaner relationships. You stop over-explaining. You radiate peace. You act with power, not panic. People will ask you, what changed? And you may smile and say, nothing changed. I just got quiet enough to hear what was always true. That's the essence of the silent abundance law. Affirmation for silence. Let us seal this chapter with a silent declaration. In silence, I find my strength. In stillness, I connect with truth. I no longer chase, I attract, because I am the calm where abundance lands. Repeat it internally whenever life feels too loud. Chapter 5. The Energy Exchange Principle. Money, time, love, attention, support. What do all these have in common? They are forms of energy. They flow, they circulate. And they are governed by one universal law. What you give out is what you receive multiplied. This chapter uncovers the profound yet simple truth at the heart of the silent abundance law. Abundance is not about accumulation. It's about circulation. Let's dive deep into the energy exchange principle and discover how mastering it can unlock an unlimited flow of abundance in your life. The invisible flow. Think of energy like water. It stagnates, it spoils. But when it flows, it nourishes, it moves, it multiplies. Abundance, too, needs circulation. When you hoard your energy, whether it's money, love, or creativity, you block the universal flow. But when you give it freely, consciously, and without fear, you create an energetic vacuum that the universe rushes to fill. This is not spiritual fluff. It's energetic physics. When you understand this, you stop asking, how can I get more? And you begin asking, how can I circulate more? That one shift changes everything. Giving and receiving. Two sides of the same coin here. A truth most people miss. You cannot receive freely if you do not give freely. And you cannot give freely if you're not open to receiving. Many people block abundance because they're stuck in one of two imbalances. 1. Overgiving without receiving. You give love, time, help, support but reject help when it's offered. You feel guilty receiving money or praise. You believe giving is noble but receiving is selfish. This belief quietly repels. Abundance. 2. Over-receiving without giving. You expect rewards without effort. You want success but don't contribute value. You wait for life to bless you but never circulate energy outward. This mindset leads to stagnation and eventually loss. True abundance lives in balance. Give with joy, receive with grace. Circulate energy in abundance returns multiplied. Money is energy. Not paper money is one of the clearest reflections of the energy exchange principle. When you pay for something valuable, you're exchanging energy. When you underpay or feel resentful while spending, you block flow. When you receive money with gratitude and joy, you expand flow. Want to attract more money? Start by blessing every dollar you spend, paying others generously, and consciously giving without fear of loss, receiving without guilt. These actions tell the universe, I trust the flow of energy. I am safe in abundance. And the universe always echoes back what you declare. The frequency of intentional giving. You don't need to be rich to give, and you don't need to overextend yourself to be generous. All giving counts when it comes from alignment. Examples of powerful, intentional giving. A few silent, heartfelt words of encouragement, sharing your knowledge or insight with someone stuck, donating even a small amount with genuine love. Helping someone without needing credit, give with no strings attached. Give without keeping score. Give because you are already whole, not because you're trying to prove something. That's when giving becomes magnetic. Mirror moments. Life always reflects back. Here's something life always does, it reflects your energetic state. If you feel drained, ask, where am I giving too much without receiving? If you feel blocked, ask, where am I resisting giving or circulating energy? The moment you shift your input, life shifts the output. You're not at the mercy of luck, you're dancing with laws. Tools to activate the energy exchange principle here are powerful ways to begin applying this principle today. 1. The circulation challenge. Pick one thing you've been holding on too many time, advice, or affection. Today, give it with love, not fear. Watch how quickly life responds. 2. Receiving practice. Every time someone compliments you, helps you, or offers something, don't deflect, don't downplay it. Say, thank you. I receive that fully. That simple sentence tells the universe you're ready for more. 3. Energetic. Tithing. Tithing isn't just for religion, it's an ancient principle of flow. Give 10% of your income, more time, energy, or skills to something that uplifts others. A cause you believe in, someone in need, a mentor, healer, or teacher who changed your life. Give silently. Give joyfully. Watch what returns. Flow creates more flow. Remember, nothing flows to a clenched fist, but everything flows to open hands and an open heart. When you live in energetic exchange, opportunities find you, money comes more easily. Relationships deepen, ideas flow faster, synchronicities multiply. Because you're in rhythm with the universe doesn't respond to neediness, it responds to movement. And every act of conscious giving creates momentum that pulls blessings toward you. Silent abundance affirmation. Let's anchor this chapter with a powerful silent affirmation. I give freely. I receive openly. Energy flows through me without resistance. I am part of the infinite exchange, and I am always supported. Repeat this before you make decisions around money, time, or relationships. Let it become your new energetic truth. Chapter 6. The Abundance Identity Shift You. are not just a person who has abundance, you are abundance itself. This may sound like a bold claim, but at the core of the silent abundance law lies a simple truth. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal identity. If your subconscious identity tells a story of scarcity, limitation, or unworthiness, no amount of positive thinking or action can override it for long. But when you shift your identity, your core sense of who you rewrite the blueprint that creates your life. In this chapter, you'll learn how to make that profound internal shift so abundance becomes your natural state. Identity, the blueprint of your reality. Think of your identity as the software running your mind and body. It controls what you believe is possible, determines how you interpret events, directs your habits and decisions, influences how much abundance you allow yourself to receive. Your abundance software is outdated or corrupted by limiting beliefs like I'm not enough or money is hard to come by. You'll experience scarcity no matter how hard you try. The solution is not just to chase external success, but to upgrade your identity. Signs your identity needs an upgrade. Do you recognize any of these patterns? Feeling guilty when you receive or succeed, believing rich people are different or lucky, thinking you must work harder than others to deserve wealth, sabotaging opportunities just as they appear, feeling like abundance is for other people, not you. If yes, your current identity is blocking your flow of abundance. The good news: you can reprogram this identity consciously and permanently. Tools to rewrite your abundance identity here. How to start. 1. Catch the story. Become aware of the stories you tell yourself about money, success, and worthiness. Write them down. Say them aloud. Be honest. This is the first step to releasing old programming. 2. Create a new abundance identity statement. Write a clear, positive statement about who you are as an abundant person. Examples: I am a magnet for limitless abundance. Wealth flows to me effortlessly and continuously. I deserve success and joy in all areas of my life. Make it personal, powerful. And in the present tense. 3. Use visualization to embody it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living this new identity. Feel how it changes your posture, voice, and confidence. See yourself making decisions from this empowered state. Visualization helps embed the new identity deep into your subconscious mind. Daily practices to reinforce your new identity. Consistency is key. Here are daily habits to build your abundance identity. Morning affirmations. Speak your identity statement with conviction every morning. Mindful reflection. Catch moments when scarcity thoughts arise and consciously replace them. Surround yourself. Engage with people, books, and media that reinforce abundance. Act as if. Make decisions and take actions that a truly abundant person would take. Gratitude journaling. Reflect daily on abundance already present in your life, big or small. The power of feeling rich. Now, one of the most powerful ways to shift your identity is to feel rich now. Regardless of your bank balance, money is energy. But feeling abundant activates that energy more than the numbers in your account. How can you do this? Wear clothes or accessories that make you feel confident. Play music that uplifts you. Spend time in environments that inspire prosperity. Visualize your dream life with vivid detail. Treat yourself with kindness and generosity when you embody richness internally. External riches follow. Breaking the scarcity cycle. Scarcity breeds fear, which leads to poor decisions and missed opportunities. But abundance breeds confidence, which leads to inspired action and flow. This is the cycle you want to join. By shifting your identity, you break the old scarcity loop and enter the abundance loop, where your new beliefs continually attract more of what you want. Real-life transformation story. Consider Sarah, a woman who always struggled financially and felt she didn't deserve wealth. By practicing the abundance identity shift affirmations visualization, and daily gratitude, she rewired her mindset. Within months, Sarah found new clients, received unexpected gifts, and finally started saving money consistently. Her outer reality shifted because her inner identity transformed. Silent Abundance Affirmation. Let's close with a powerful affirmation to repeat silently or aloud. I am abundance in action. Wealth, love, and joy flow naturally through me. I am worthy of all the good life offers. I am limitless. Say this whenever doubt creeps in, or when you want to reinforce your new identity. Chapter 7. The magnetic mindset of abundance. Your thoughts and feelings create an invisible energy field, a magnetic force that attracts or repels abundance. If you want wealth, success, and joy to flow effortlessly, cultivating the right mindset is non-negotiable. This chapter reveals how to build a magnetic mindset that naturally draws prosperity and opportunity into your life. What is a magnetic mindset? A magnetic mindset is a mental and emotional state aligned with abundance. It's confident, optimistic, open, and resilient. It doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means facing them with belief in your ability to overcome and grow. Your mindset shapes your energy. Positive energy attracts positive results. Negative energy repels them. Key traits of a magnetic abundance mindset: gratitude. Appreciating what you have amplifies your vibration and signals the universe you're ready for more. Trust, believing that life supports you and that abundance is your natural state. Generosity, giving freely creates flow and deepens your connection to abundance. Optimism, seeing opportunities rather than obstacles, even in difficult situations. Resilience, bouncing back from setbacks without losing faith. Practices to cultivate your magnetic mindset daily. Gratitude ritual. List 3 things you're grateful for each day. Feel it deeply. Positive affirmations. Use affirmations like, abundance flows to me effortlessly, to reprogram your mind. Mindfulness and meditation. Quiet your mind regularly to tune into your inner abundance. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with uplifting people, inspiring content, and environments that encourage growth. Overcoming limiting thoughts. Negative beliefs can sabotage your magnetic field. Catch thoughts like, I'm not good enough. Money is hard to come by. I don't deserve success. Replace them immediately with empowering alternatives. I am more than enough. Money flows to me easily. I deserve all good things. Visualization. Attracting abundance. Imagine your ideal life in vivid detail. Feel the emotions as if it's happening now. This mental rehearsal programs your subconscious to align your actions with your goals. Small mindset shifts that create big results. Replace scarcity language, I can't afford this, with abundance language, how can I afford this? Celebrate others' success instead of feeling envy. Focus on solutions, not problems. Silent affirmation to magnetize abundance. I am a powerful magnet for prosperity. Abundance flows to me from all directions. Chapter 8. The power of patience and divine timing. In a world obsessed with speed, hustle, and instant gratification, patience feels outdated. But when it comes to abundance, patience is power, not passivity. Abundance doesn't always arrive on your timeline. It flows according to a rhythm, a divine intelligence, a silent law that aligns with your readiness, alignment, and trust. This chapter explores how embracing patience and divine timing unlocks deeper peace, resilience, and a richer experience of abundance. The myth of instant success. Social media highlights overnight millionaires, viral successes, and lucky breaks. But behind most success stories is a waiting period, a gestation phase where internal growth is silently preparing for external breakthroughs. Impatience short-circuits this process. It causes stress, doubt, and desperation, which blocks abundance. Remember, The universe is never late. It's always on time. The nature analogy I consider how nature works. A seed planted in fertile soil doesn't bloom overnight. It must root itself, break through darkness, and grow silently before anyone sees results. Forcing it to grow faster only destroys it. Abundance follows the same law. Your desires are seeds. Your mindset is the soil. Your patience is the sunlight. When delay is divine protection, sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine protection or preparation. That job you didn't get. It cleared space for something better. That investment, that didn't work out. It taught you discernment. That person who left, they made room for aligned relationships. Trust that your path is being orchestrated for your highest good, even when you don't understand it yet. Signs you're resisting divine timing, constantly comparing your progress to others' feeling anxious, rushed, or frustrated with where you are doubting your vision because it hasn't manifested yet, forcing outcomes rather than allowing flow. These are signs you're acting from scarcity, not trust. Practices to cultivate abundant patience, daily surrender. Each morning say, I trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. I release the need to control. Breathe into the present. Whenever impatience arises, breathe deeply and return to the now. Peace lives in the present. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how small. Progress is happening, even if it's invisible. Journal your trust. Write down past situations where waiting led to something better than you expected. Remind yourself of the power of timing. The paradox of abundance: the more you chase abundance, the more it runs. The more you relax into trust, the more it comes. Abundance loves ease. When you let go of when and how, you open the gates to receive. Chapter 9. The abundance of giving. True abundance isn't measured by how much you keep, but by how much you're able to give without fear of loss. This is the paradox of prosperity. The more you give, the more flows back to you. Giving is the silent gateway to receiving. It signals that you trust the flow of life, that you are not ruled by scarcity, and that you are already complete. This chapter reveals why generosity is a powerful force in activating the silent abundance. Law. Why giving expands abundance. When you give, whether it's money, love, time, or service, you send a powerful message. I have enough to share. I trust that I will always be supported. I am a source of abundance, not a seeker of it. This mindset places you in harmony with the universal law of circulation. What flows out with joy and love comes back multiplied. Giving is not just financial abundance, can be expressed in countless ways. A kind word to a stranger, time spent truly listening to someone in need, sharing knowledge freely, encouraging someone who's struggling, offering forgiveness, patience, or presence. All of these are acts of giving. All of them expand your inner wealth. Giving versus sacrificing. Important distinction. Giving should never drain you. Giving from guilt, obligation, or fear leads to resentment. Giving from overflow, joy, and alignment leads to miracles. Before you give, ask yourself, am I giving from fear or from love? True giving doesn't deplete, it energizes. The law of circulation, everything in the universe flows in cycles. Inhale and exhale, day and night, tides rise and fall. Giving and receiving. When you hold on tightly to money, time, love, you interrupt this flow. But when you give freely, you become the flow. And abundance must return to its source. Mental shifts for generous abundance instead of I can't afford to give. Say giving makes me wealthier. Instead of I'll give when I have more, say I give because I trust more is coming. Instead of waiting, become the source. A silent practice of giving every day. Ask, how can I give today? Joyfully and without expectation. Then take one inspired action. Send a message. donate something, help someone, or simply smile at a stranger. This rewires your brain for abundance. Real life abundance. Stories: the entrepreneur who gave free workshops before launching and later gained devoted clients. The artist who shared her work online with zero expectations and was offered a global exhibit. The single parent who gave time to others and found herself surrounded by unexpected support. Each one gave without clutching, and in doing so unlocked more than they imagined. Giving meditation and affirmation: sit quietly and breathe. Visualize yourself as a fountain, pouring out kindness, wealth, creativity, and love. See that everything you give is refilled effortlessly. Repeat silently: I give with joy, and abundance flows back to me in unexpected ways. Chapter 10. Aligning with the flow of life's abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you align with. When you're constantly pushing, forcing, or clinging to control, you step out of alignment. You block the natural current that carries prosperity, joy, and ease. This chapter invites you to stop striving and start flowing. To surrender resistance, tune into your inner rhythm, and let life guide you to more than you could ever plan. What it means to flow is the art of moving with life, not against it. It's trusting that life is for you, not against you. It's listening more and forcing less. It's noticing the signs, following the inner nudge, and taking inspired action without attachment to the outcome. Flow feels light, aligned, energizing. When you're in flow, things fall into place. Meetings happen by accident, ideas arrive suddenly, and opportunities open naturally. Signs you're out of flow: you feel tense, frustrated, or stuck. You're overthinking and second-guessing everything. You're resisting change or forcing a path that no longer feels right. You're obsessed with controlling how and when abundance must arrive. These are signs to pause, breathe, and realign. How to reconnect with the flow of life? 1. Pause and listen. Silence is powerful. In stillness, you'll hear the quiet whispers of your intuition. Ask, what feels aligned right now? Where is life trying to take me? 2. Follow the energy. Pay attention to what excites, inspires, or pulls you. That's flow trying to guide you. 3. Release resistance. Let go of the need to control every detail. Sometimes the path to abundance is different and better than you planned. 4. Trust the detours. What looks like a delay or failure may be redirection. Stay open. Living in flow creates magnetic results. When you're aligned, you stop settling for what drains you. You attract people and opportunities that match your frequency. Life begins to feel synchronistic, meaningful, and supportive. Abundance doesn't come from burnout. It flows through alignment. Realigning when you're off. Trapped in panic when you drift out of flow, it happens. Instead, ask, where am I resisting right now? Am I holding on too tightly? What would ease feel like in this moment? Then take one small, aligned action and let go of the rest. A silent flow practice each morning. Sit in quiet for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. Visualize yourself floating on a calm river. No paddling, just trust. Repeat silently, I move with life. I trust the flow. Abundance meets me where I am. This trains your nervous system to trust, and trust is the foundation of flow. Mindset shift from control to co-creation. Instead of, I must make this happen, say, I allow this to unfold. You are not alone in creating your abundance. Life is a partner, not an opponent. Let it help you. Faith is not loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. Faith is a quiet, unshakable knowing, a silent force that fuels everything behind the law of abundance. In this chapter, we explore how faith acts as the invisible bridge between your intention and its manifestation, and why cultivating deep belief, especially when nothing seems to be working, is your most powerful tool. Faith, the energy that calls abundance home. Faith says, even though I can't see it yet. I know it's coming. Even though I don't have proof, I believe it is already mine. Even when things fall apart, I trust something greater is being built. This inner certainty attracts abundance because it creates a strong, energetic match. The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to belief. When doubt replaces faith, doubt blocks flow. It sends a signal of lack, fear, and mistrust. You start second-guessing your goals. You question if you're worthy. You worry about the how instead of trusting the what. You start reacting to the world instead of responding with purpose. Without faith, abundance fades into the background, not because it disappeared, but because you stopped being able to see it. Faith is a daily choice. Faith isn't something you find once. It's something you choose daily, especially when things are hard. Every moment, you get to choose to trust or to fear, to believe or to doubt, to expect miracles or anticipate disaster. Choice shapes your reality. The abundance faith. Connection abundance is not just a material condition, it's a mental and spiritual alignment. And the anchor of that alignment is unwavering belief. When you have faith, you stay calm in chaos. You take bold action without guarantee. You hold your vision even when no one else sees it. You become magnetic to possibilities others miss. Daily practices to build faith. 1. Faith journaling. Write down 3 things you believe are coming your way, even if you don't see them yet. Example: I believe the right opportunities are finding me now. I believe money flows to me in unexpected ways. I believe I'm becoming more aligned every day. 2. Visualize with feeling. Close your eyes and see your desires as already real. Feel the joy, the peace, the abundance. Let your imagination become your evidence. 3. Speak faith aloud. Your words carry vibration. Say, I trust the process. Everything is working out for me. My success is inevitable. Silent meditation for unshakable beliefs. Sit quietly and place your hand on your heart. Breathe slowly. Repeat silently, I believe in abundance. I believe in my worth. I believe in the unseen magic unfolding for me. Stay in this space for a few moments. Let the stillness grow roots inside you. Faith in action. Faith isn't passive. It's not just wishing. It's walking as if you already know. It's sending the application, starting the business, sharing the idea, showing up, even when no one claps yet, even when nothing makes sense, even when it's just you and your vision in the dark. Faith builds momentum. Each time you choose faith over fear, something powerful happens. Your energy changes, your confidence deepens, your actions become bolder, and results begin to shift. This is the silent law at work, mirroring your belief with abundance. A final note on faith: some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from people who had nothing except belief. So if all you have right now is faith, you have enough. Faith is not loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. Faith is a quiet, unshakable knowing, a silent force that fuels everything behind the law of abundance. In this chapter, we explore how faith acts as the invisible bridge between your intention and its manifestation, and why cultivating deep belief, especially when nothing seems to be working, is your most powerful tool. Faith, the energy that calls abundance home. Faith says, even though I can't see it yet, I know it's coming. Even though I don't have proof, I believe it is already mine. Even when things fall apart, I trust something greater is being built. This inner certainty attracts abundance because it creates a strong, energetic match. The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to belief. When doubt replaces faith, doubt blocks flow. It sends a signal of lack, fear, and mistrust. You start second-guessing your goals. You question if you're worthy. You worry about the how instead of trusting the what. You start reacting to the world instead of responding with purpose. Without faith, abundance fades into the background not because it disappeared, but because you stopped being able to see it. Faith is a daily choice. Faith isn't something you find once. It's something you choose daily, especially when things are hard. Every moment. You get to choose to trust or to fear, to believe or to doubt, to expect miracles or anticipate disaster. Choice shapes your reality. The abundance faith